How do you overcome procrastination? I'll tell you later. Organize a detailed to-do list, not just basic tasks, but also adds sub-level items for each task you can complete. Seeing it mapped out like that is a huge help for me. And it's satisfying to check things off as I go. Basic. Too basic. Example. Do the dishes. Bring all dirty dishes to kitchen. Soak. Rinse. Wash. Put away clean dishes. Do laundry. Gather and sort all dirty laundry. Start first load. Start second load while first load dries. Dry second load while folding first load. Those aren't things you really need to detail like that. But it's just an example of how to break down and organize a task into smaller, more manageable steps. There is already a comment on how to break down the task into manageable subtasks. In addition to that, here's a trick on how to actually get started. Don't attempt to do the whole task. Instead, make it your goal to just do the first step. Going for a run? Your task is not running, but putting on running shoes. Writing an essay? Studying? Your task is now to open whatever tool you need for this on your laptop. It's not foolproof, and there will be days where the second step is still too hard. But often it feels ridiculous enough to just undo the first step again. So since you've already invested energy, you might as well continue with the second step. By upvoting whoever upvotes me after 1 year, I schedule the time it will take to complete the task on my calendar and hold myself to that schedule. This goes for little tasks, very small time slots on the calendar, to bigger things I need to take care of. I also make sure I schedule my reward time in there for when I can relax with a book, TV show, whatever, so it isn't always just grueling. It took me a bit to hold myself accountable, but as soon as I got in the habit of setting the appointment and then keeping it, I honestly can't remember the last time I left something undone at work or home. One way that works for me is to build a mental habit around the task. Before doing something you often procrastinate on, spend a few moments thinking about it and telling yourself you want to do this task. Then begin the task. It took several times of that activity before I was able to shift my mood and make it a habit. But by doing this, you train yourself to get over procrastinating on a lot of tasks. Commenting here to save for some good answers, which I will read, you guessed it, later. The advice that the psychologist gave me always helps me. I take a notebook and write my thoughts on this for half an hour. For example, I'm worried about procrastination, and I write out streams of thoughts for half an hour. As a rule, after a while clarity will come and I either change the goal, because I will come to the conclusion that I don't want to do this at all, or I reduce the intensity of anxiety and get down to business. Short deadlines. The day before a deadline ends is always productive. Yes, I know. Bad for things you can't do in a day. Learn the difference between wanting to do something and wanting the outcome of doing something. I don't want to do the dishes, but I do want to be able to find a clean fork when it's time to eat. I don't want to pay my bills, but I have the money and I do want to keep an uninterrupted internet connection. And dealing with the unfun chore is worth the outcome of doing it. Don't try and make chores fun, other than listening to a podcast or something while you do them. Accept that they are something you are doing for the outcome, not for the actual act itself. Accepting that nature and making the conscious choice to do something you don't want to do but doing it because you want what it gives you is strangely empowering. I'll tell you later. Do something https://markmanson.medium.com/the-do-something-principle-r6ed04a8a33. Wait until I figure out what I'm going to do about my procrastination. I usually just wait until tomorrow. Ask Reddit and read thousands of comments instead of doing what you need to.